it together, maybe even change the words or whatever. But to start out the song, and this song, what the video will be like will be, I'll teach the strum pattern through it, just on one chord. I'll talk about my chord chart, I'll go through a lesson, and then if I have enough time, I'll do a play along at the end of the video. Bruno Mars, Count on Me, starts off with this cool kind of rhythm pattern where we get this root note on a C chord, so we're picking 5 and we get it down, and then we get it, we pick the root note again and we get it down up. And the rhythm to kind of get good at it, things that you might want to try at home, is like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2. Notice how the first time I'm just doing it down, second time down, up, down, 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 up, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Now you want to get that at a good speed, something like 1 E and a 2. Don't do the up, well, I mean you can, it doesn't matter, it's art, but what I'm hearing is 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a... That's a great exercise just on one chord. I definitely start it slow, and a lot of times in music we use metronomes to keep our timing really good. I mean, if you want to really test yourself out and really know if you're being true to yourself, you know, I'll go to a metronome of 60 BPM, something that's slower than the song, because it's a new strum, maybe it's a new strum for you, and listen to a metronome and try to count with it. So that'd be like 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E, 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E. Gives you an idea of trying to practice with a metronome, and every time that metronome clicks, it's 1 E and a 2 and a 3. So you should be hitting that root note, right? Every time you hear 1, 2, 3, or 4 when the metronome's clicking. Great exercise. Really teaches you if you know the strum independently on your own. If you can do that, staying with the beats. I was thinking about a lot of things so I could feel myself just creeping away from it a bit, getting behind it or ahead of it, and then I really concentrated at the end and was right on it. So those are the things that we do behind the scenes as musicians. To get through Bruno Mars, this is a chord chart here, and you guys can see that. You can take a screenshot of it and then copy it down, make yourself a nice, your own chord chart. And then going through the chart, we basically got this count where we do 2 C's for the intro, where it's 1 E and a 2. I went up on the beginning, but I'd like to try to keep the strum going the way it should. So 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a... Now the verse starts and does the same thing for C. 1 E again, so 3 C's to start because we got an intro with 2 C's, no one's singing. So C to E minor, and then you can see on the chart that there's a split bar on the A minor and the G there where I put 2 chords in 1 bar. So that's going to get 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a when you go to the G chord. Then the F gets the full count. So anytime you see split bars, you're splitting that strum. So we split the bar on the A minor to the G, and then the F got the full count. Great tips to learn, go through the song. I like to keep my videos short, so I think I'll have enough time just to do a playthrough now. And what I'm going to do on the playthrough is I'll be doing the strum, I'll count in 1, 2, and I'm going to play it slower than the song so that you guys that are just starting out, or maybe you're intermediate, you can play along and get really good at your chord changes. The best way again is to turn on a metronome, counting out loud and tapping your foot on each beat. So again, 1 E and with a metronome on, 2 E and 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a fact, I think I'm going to do the song maybe with a metronome on this time, and we'll do it at 50 BPMs. Maybe 55 will be good. Oh, some tricks I want to talk about when you change your chords. If you're doing a C chord, you're picking the root note 1, E, and make sure you just strum the bottom 4 strings after you hit the root note. So you get 1, E, and 2, E, and 3, E, and 4, E, and. Now to make your change quick to the E minor, you want to bring finger 1 just up like that. You don't even have to move 2. You can just do things like that. And then from there we got to get to A minor, so that's a little bit tricky, but we can see finger 2 doesn't have to move again. We just got to put 1 and 3 down, so we can practice doing things like this. Moving finger 1 down to string 2 fret 1 while finger 3 comes up to string 3 fret 2. And back to string 5. Great exercise. Get your chord changes good, right? So you can play along with the song. So there's some tips on how to get your changes good. There's A minor, E minor to A minor. We did C to E minor, this opening chords of the song. Just bringing finger 1 from the second string up to 5. 3 comes off, so you get this sort of. Now 3 can be ready right over string 3 while 1 comes down for the A minor. Then the G one, you're going to have to try to get fingers 1 and 2 to learn to get to the top from here and land those 2 on the bottom. You can play a G like that too. I play it like that for this song. So yeah, practicing that. There's some tips on how to get through all your changes. And then getting from a G to an F can be really tough. Think about finger 3 landing on 4 and 2 landing on string 3. Get those 2 working, and then try to make 1 land on string 2. Alright guys, we're going to try and do a play along now. 55 beats per minute with a metronome. So you got 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 Get the idea. That's a good play along. Now if you can keep that going through the bridge and the chorus, then you follow the chart from here. You'd be like that, and you follow the chart all the way from the intro. Just read it right down. Says go back, chorus is here, verse, back to chorus. Here's a bridge doing the same strum, chorus. Don't forget your split bars, ending on the C with a down. So yeah, so get through. So I did the verse and the chorus. So to play through the bridge, you get this 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 4 E and a Then back to the D, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 2, 3, and then the chorus. 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and a 1, 2, 3 and a 4 and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 and a 4 E and a 1. Of course, the last line you'd play 3 times for the chorus out. Alright guys, trying to keep my videos with lots of good stuff in it for you to look over and look at. Yeah, so make sure you watch the whole video. Lots talking about strums, how to make your chord change, good tips on figuring out how to use your fingers in a good way.